Welcome to Amateur Hour Chess, where your host is 18 to 1900 rated on a good day. The theme of this channel is to get as good as we can playing casually. Did you know that there's only 1800-ish grandmasters in the world? Do you know how low of a percentage that is? Here, let me get my calculator out. I think it's 0.000000025%. What are you going to study for 10,000 hours? 20,000 hours? Because that's what it takes. No, we're going to be in the top 0.1%. How's that? Here's what I'm going for. How? Slow down. I used to play 5-5 games, but really all that does is reinforce bad habits. Do tactics puzzles, trust me. Alright, so here you can see we've got a 2913 tactics puzzle rating with a peak of 3026. You got to do a lot of tactics. Get your tactics rating way up above your standard rating, and then you'll know you can put those into practice and get your regular rating up. So here's a game that I played recently. Pretty standard Ruy Lopez all the way through here. So the first thing that I want to mention here is, when do you look for tactics? And the answer is, give yourself enough time to look for them always. So you have to look for forcing moves. Forcing moves are what you can calculate. So look for checks, threats, things that they have to respond to, and you can calculate exchanges as well. A lot of the time, you might have an exchange where you take with a rook first instead of a pawn or instead of a knight, seemingly sacrificing it, but it could turn into something really good. So let's go a little further. Why not set up a discovery? So he just took this pawn. I could probably just take that, but for some reason I didn't want to. It's guarded. You're listening to this guy? So it turns out that's a fine move. So if we castle queenside, my rook will be in the game here. I can start maybe doubling up the rooks. We've got some pretty good play. But that's not what this lesson's about. We want a tactic. What would he have to respond to? He would have to respond to this. Okay, my baby woke up and I have no idea what I was saying. Something about tactics. In this case, what if I go there, and then what if I go there? I'm going to check him, force him over this way. I've got these two squares blocked by the knight. This square is blocked by his pawn, and now, oh look, there's a shape here. There's a wall. And what do I have here? I have a rook. Maybe I can sacrifice it. So he'll have to take here, and he's stuck behind a wall. I recognize this pattern, and my other rook's going to be here. So maybe I can come here. Maybe that'll be checkmate. So I'm going to look at that, and I've got time on my clock to actually think about it. So let's see what happens. I'm going to castle. He's going to go after the pawn. So you can see his queen doesn't have many places it can go. It can go here. That's it. So there he goes. Now let's do our plan. We check him. He moves over. We sack our rook. He has to take it. I check him. He's got to unguard his queen. I take it. So now he's got mate here. So he's got to deal with that, which he can. He checks me. I'm going to move over. He defends. Now I'm thinking, okay, what if I sacrifice this bishop? He's got to, well, he doesn't have to, but he can take it back. And then if I come here, supported by my knight, then I can get my piece back. Or even better, because I've got this bishop coming down, then I might be able to take this bishop here. So I thought about it for about a minute and decided that, yeah, that actually does work. So we take there. He tries to change the subject, but I wanted to move my queen anyways. Now he's completely done. I think it's like mate in 4 or 3 here. And that's where he resigned. All right, so let's just quickly see what the computer has to say about all this. It says that this was a great move. He got his queen safe. I mean, that's the logical move. Computer says that's a mistake. Check. King moves over. Another great sacrifice. King takes. Great sacrifice here too. Knight takes. Queen takes queen. He's got to defend. He does defend. King moves over. Now let's see what we got. Ah, brilliant. Gotta love those on a good sacrifice. A lot of the time, the key to breaking through a position is a good sacrifice. It says right over here, 92.7% accuracy, but this one I happened to win with 67% accuracy. 67 is pretty bad, but this game just happened to be super sharp. Tactics and possibilities everywhere, and you'd have to be a master level player probably to navigate them with any sort of higher level accuracy. So I totally just deleted that last part of the video. Amateur hour. The point is, let's look for some tactics. When positions get super complicated, you can bet there are tactics everywhere. That's when you should pay some extra attention. So in this position, I did decide to sacrifice my rook. On my phone, it said it was brilliant. On here, it says it was a miss, but either way, the eval still says I'm up, so it can't be too bad. And here's why. He takes back. I take with my knight. Now my bishop, my knight, and my rook are all pointed at this pawn that doesn't have any defenders. His queen is way over here in La La Land, so I was willing to sacrifice that rook that was otherwise out of play in order to get myself into this good position here. I'm figuring this game is not going into the endgame anyways. I'll need my rook for the endgame, but it's not getting there. He's winning or I'm winning. He moves his rook up. I'm going to chase his rook away, although this is not going to chase his rook away because he's going to try to pull some tactics too. He's going to attack my queen. He's trying to get my major players off the board to alleviate the pressure on his king side. I'm going to keep my queen active and keep his queen inactive. And I did see this. He can move one of his knights there, attacking my queen. And then I'm in a little bit of a pickle because my rook is hanging, but I thought I had an answer, so I wanted to go for it. So he does move there. So the problem here for me is that my rook is hanging, my queen's under attack, my bishop's under attack. These are all pieces that I needed to pull these tactics that I'm looking for. Yes, I can take his knight, but he's got the other knight to back it up. Plus, he doesn't have to take it back, he can take my rook. So now I'm thinking, okay, what if I let him have my queen? The only pieces I need to execute the tactics I'm looking for, which is checkmate, are these pieces here. And once he takes my queen, he's got another defender out of the way. So I'm going to let him take my queen. I'm going to grab the rook. He can't take it with the king, it's guarded. He can't really take it back here because then I just get a free piece here. So he grabs my queen, and now all those tactics puzzles pay off. We've got all our pieces that we wanted pointed right at this weak one. The king doesn't really have anywhere to go. Once this pawn is gone, the bishop is guarding this square. The rook can go here. Then the only square he'll have left is here, but we've got an answer for that too. Rook takes g7 check, king h8, rook h7 check. King back to the only safe square he had, but that's all she wrote. When you've got all your pieces around the enemy king, that's when to look for tactics. So those are the only examples I have right now. I'm sure there will be more, but we'll have more stuff later. Hope you learned something.